Rakim, Biggie, Tupac, Snoop, Naughty by Nature, NWA, Special Ed was fired. Special Ed is a good ass dude.
Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar. But I feel like one of my favorite hip hop artists would have to be like Drake, Chance the Rapper, just for the simple fact that I feel like beyond their music and how good it is, I like the fact that these rappers give back to the community.
The first person that I immediately think of is J. Cole, and then I think of Biggie.
Queen Latifah, I think of Missy Elliott, and like current people, Megan Thee Stallion. Did I say her already?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Drake and people like that.
So I always think about somebody who comes from a neighborhood like mine, who's talking about their experience, and they also make really lit music. I think hip hop is like a form of expression. I feel like it's mainly something that people of color do. I would define hip hop as a movement for the Black community and a form of expression for people of color.
Before, I would say that it was very like unattainable, but now I think it's very accessible to like people who want to start their own music.
A way for us to really express ourselves and just for the community to kind of come together and listen to the kind of music that like we grew up listening to, that we enjoy overall.
Feminism to me is the support and like activism towards the equity and equality of the sexes.
Feminism, I believe, is fighting for women, like all kinds of women's rights, and I wouldn't say for equality, I would say more for equity. It's very complicated because when I think of feminism, I truly think of white feminism at first, and then I have to think about intersectionality in order to think about feminism for women of color like me.
It has different subcategories because there's a lot of intersectionality in between that. So, you know, women of color don't have the same like equality and privilege as women that are white or Latinx women.
Overall, just embracing, empowering, and loving women. Definitely, I feel like artists such as Remy Ma, Cardi B, even I almost said Kim K.
The Stallion, Cupcake, you have Cardi B, you have so many like women, specifically women of color, who've really been breaking boundaries. So they've been using hip hop to kind of push like feminism onto like the media.
Embracing their bodies and like breaking away from the sexualization, like embracing their sexuality, and just I feel like taking on a career in a male-dominated industry is there.
I think it's very evident. You can see like even in the way that women are portrayed in music videos, the way that they're being portrayed in the media.
Nowadays, we oftentimes see that women are overly sexualized, and you can see this by the clothing that they wear, the type of dances that they do.
Now that I'm more conscious about it, it bothers me.
In many videos, you also see that there are more than just one woman there dancing, and when opposed to men are the one who are basically glorified because having an abundance of women around them all the time. So,
for example, Cardi B, like although she is somebody who I truly feel is like a feminist icon, others will look at her and like label her in derogatory words such as like invalidating her womanhood, invalidating her mothering skills just by the way that she talks, the way she dresses. So I feel like that itself is sexism.
Sexism in hip-hop is still very prominent because there's not that many spaces for like female rappers. There always has to be this number one female rapper.
I just feel like I'm so normalized to it. Even the exposure of women within like hip-hop videos, lyrics, referring to them as bitches, and just
all the typical things that artists talk about nowadays.
Cursing and just degrading women.
It's a work in progress, but
I don't really know how to go about fixing it. People have been saying kind of really disgusting, degrading things about her.
this is definitely like discrimination.
Going to these events with showing her butt, I think that's freaking amazing. Like, she's actually going against what society thinks a woman should be looking like.
Honestly, she's not wearing anything that hasn't been worn before on the red carpet.
We see nude women all the time, like Rihanna, Kim K, and all of those people, but people never say anything negative about them.
Rihanna to award shows, she's worn outfits where literally her whole out body was like out in the open, and so have so many other women. The only difference is that she's just a bigger woman.
I feel like people are really bugging. Like, it's 2019, we're about to go into 2020, a whole new decade, and people, like, I see it on Twitter, the way that they refer to her, and they're like fat shaming her and just coming at her body, where I think she's really doing like a radical, like, liberal move, and I'm all here for it, especially like being someone who used to suffer a lot from body image issues. Like, I feel like Lizzo is being a representation for women, for plus size women like me and others as well.
Funny enough, this morning I saw this article that said, is Lizzo hypersexualizing herself? And I feel like that's crazy, because like, if she wants to post a new picture, I feel like she's allowed to, and that doesn't necessarily mean that she's hypersexualizing herself.
I think Lizzo should continue doing what she's doing, and such as embracing her body, especially thick women. She's making sure that the world knows that she's comfortable in her own skin.
I think everybody should let Lizzo make her coins. If she wants to show her body, let her show her body. Y'all be so mad to see a big girl as a sex symbol. That's all I have to say. Can I curse in this? Fuck all y'all that really be trying to play Lizzo.